This is StoryLink Radio. Our stories are presented before a live audience, then recorded for the StoryLink Radio podcast for your on-demand listening pleasure. Please visit StoryLinkRadio.com for show notes, to find out how to join our live audience, and for lots of free stuff, including free audiobooks and much more. This episode is the next chapter in MORTE D'ARTHUR. Please remember to visit www.storylinkradio.com. Book 2, Chapter 10. How King Arthur had a battle against Nero and King Lot of Orkney, and how King Lot was deceived by Merlin, and how 12 kings were slain. Then King Arthur made ready his host in 10 battles, and Nero was ready in the field afore the castle Terrible with a great host, and he had 10 battles, and with many more people than Arthur had. Then Nero had the vanguard with the most part of his people, and Merlin came to King Lot of the Isle of Orkney, and held him with a tale of prophecy, till Nero and his people were destroyed. And there Sir Kay the Seneschal did passingly well, that the days of his life the worship went never from him. And Sir Hervis de Revel did marvellous deeds with King Arthur, and King Arthur slew that day 20 knights and maimed 40. At that time came in the knight with the 2 swords, and his brother Balin. But they two did so marvellously that the king and all the knights marvelled of them. And all they that beheld them said they were sent from heaven as angels, or devils from hell. And King Arthur said himself that they were the best knights that ever he saw, for they gave such strokes that all men had wonder of them. In the meanwhile came one to King Lot, and told him, while he tarried there, Nero was destroyed and slain with all his people. Alas, said King Lot, I am ashamed, for by my default there is many a worshipful man slain. For an we had been together, there had been none host under the heaven that had been able for to have matched with us. This Fater with his prophecy hath mocked me. All that did Merlin, for he knew well that an King Lot had been with his body there at the first battle, King Arthur had been slain, and all his people destroyed. And well Merlin knew that one of the kings should be dead that day, and loath was Merlin that any of them both should be slain. But of the twain, he had liefer King Lot had been slain than King Arthur. Thou what is best to do, said King Lot of Orkney. Whether me is better to treat with King Arthur, or to fight, for the greater part of our people are slain and destroyed. Sir, said a knight, set on Arthur, for they are weary and forfoughten, and we be fresh. As for me, said King Lot, I would every knight would do his part as I would do mine. And then they advanced banners, and they smote together, and all two shivered their spears. And Arthur's knights, with the help of the knight with the 2 swords and his brother Balin, put King Lot and his host to the worse. But always King Lot held him in the foremost front, and did marvellous deeds of arms, for all his host was borne up by his hands, for he abode all nights. Alas, he might not endure, the which was great pity, that so worthy a knight as he was one should be overmatched. That of late time afore had been a knight of King Arthur's, and the wedded sister of King Arthur, and for King Arthur lay by King Lot's wife, the which was Arthur's sister, and gat on her Mordred. Therefore King Lot held against Arthur. And so there was a knight that was called the Knight with the Strange Beast, and at that time his right name was called Pellinore, the which was a good man of prowess. And he smote a mighty stroke at King Lot, as he fought with all his enemies, and he failed of his stroke, and smote the horse's neck, that he fell to the ground with King Lot. And therewith anon, Pellinore smote him a great stroke through the helm and head under the brows. And then all the host of Orkney fled for the death of King Lot, and there were slain many mothers' sons. But King Pellinore bare the white of the death of King Lot. Wherefore Sir Gawain revenged the death of his father the 10th year after he was made knight, and slew King Pellinore with his own hands. Also there was slain at that battle 12 kings on the side of King Lot with Nero, and all were buried in the church of St. Stephen's in Camelot, and the remnant of knights and of others were buried in great rock. Check back soon for the next chapter of MORTE D'ARTHUR. Thank you for listening to StoryLink Radio. If you like what you've just heard, we hope you will subscribe to our podcast and pass along our web address, www.storylinkradio.com. Be sure to visit our website for show notes, to find out how to join our live audience, and for lots of free stuff, including free audiobooks and much more. Join us next time for another story from StoryLink Radio.